Hi students, welcome to my channel Thoughts of Physics.
In the video series of wave optics, in this class I am going to explain diffraction of light at single slit. So first, what is diffraction? Diffraction is optical phenomena. The diffraction, the bending of light at the edges of the obstacles and entering into the geometrical shadow is called diffraction. Now we are going to discuss the diffraction of light at single slit. Now let us consider a slit Ln. Ln is the slit of width A. The width of the slit is A. Now M is the center of the slit. M is the center of the slit. Let us consider a plane wavefront of monochromatic light of wavelength lambda incident on the slit. Plane wavefront of monochromatic light of wavelength lambda incident on the slit. Now, according to Huygens principle, we know that every point on the wavefront acts as the source of secondary wavelets, and the secondary wavelets spread out in all directions with the speed of wavefront. At the slit, each and every part of the wavefront acts as the source of secondary wavelets. Now, when the plane wavefront incident on the slit, it gets diffracted, and diffracted light is focused on the screen. Now let us consider a light ray that is a straight line passing through M, which meets the screen at C, which is straight line. Like that. So these are the secondary wavelets, because every point on the wavefront acts as the source of secondary wavelets. The secondary wavelets parallel to the direction of MC, they tend to meet at the point C, and the secondary wavelets making an angle theta with the direction of MC tend to focus at point P. Now, the intensity of that light at point C and at point P depends on the path difference between the paths reaching the points C and P. Now, let us find the path difference. For that, let us draw a normal from L onto the NP. NP wavefront, we are drawing a normal from the L. Now let us consider here the angle is theta. According to the symmetry, the angle at this point is theta, which touches the NP line, let us say at point Q. Now the path difference is equal to NQ. The path difference between the secondary wavelets is equal to NQ. This is the path difference, because from these points they travel the same distance. Now the path difference is NQ, is the path difference. Now let us consider sine theta, that is equal to, the formula of sine theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side for this theta is NQ, that is the path difference, by A, that is A, hypotenuse is A. So NQ, the path difference NQ is equal to A sine theta. Now for small angle, sine theta can be considered as is equal to theta. That means now the path difference NQ is equal to A theta. That is, the path difference is equal to A, that is width of the slit, and theta, that is the angle. That is the path difference expression, A into theta. So next, already we have discussed that the secondary wavelets parallel to MC are focused at the point C. So for those secondary wavelets, the angle theta is equal to 0. For the secondary wavelets parallel to MC, that means these lines which are focused at point C, these are parallel to MC. For these secondary wavelets, the angle theta is equal to 0. Now, as the theta is equal to 0, the path difference also is equal to 0. As the path difference is 0, then at point C, always the bright fringe is formed. That is called central maxima. So already we have discussed that the lines or the secondary wavelets reaching the point C, the angle theta is 0, then path difference is 0. At point C, always bright fringe is formed. That is called central maxima. Now let us consider different cases here. So minima is formed at theta is equal to n lambda by A. That is, minima means the minimum intensity, that is the dark fringe. The dark fringe is formed at an angle theta is equal to n lambda by A. where n is equal to plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and so on. Let us prove this. For that, let us divide the slit into two equal parts. Here M is the center of the slit. That M divides the slit into two equal parts. Here, after dividing the slit into two equal parts, L, M and M, N are the two equal parts of the slit. Now here, the basic idea is dividing the slit into similar parts and thereby to find the contribution of those parts for the intensity at particular point. So for that idea, we are dividing the slit into two equal parts. The two equal parts are Lm and Mn. Now we consider the point M1. M1 is the midpoint of Lm, and M2. For each and every M1 point, there will be the point M2 between M and N. So for each M1 in Lm, there will be M2 in Mn. That means M1 and M2 are the midpoints of the halves. That means the contributions of these two half parts at point P we have to discuss. Already we discussed that at point C, always bright fringe is formed because path difference is 0. Now we are going to find at point P whether the point P is bright or dark. That depends on the path difference of the secondary wavelets reaching from this slit. Now we divide the slit into two equal parts. Those are Lm and Mn. We have taken the 2 points M1 and M2. M1 and M2 are the similar points in the Lm and Mn. Now let us find the path difference. The path difference between the points M1 and M2 gives M2P minus M1P. So already we have discussed that the path difference formula A into theta, the width of the slit and the angle. So M1, M2, the width of M1, M2 is A by 2 because it is half of the slit, A by 2, and the angle is theta. This is the path difference between the secondary wavelets which are coming from M1 and M2, A by 2 into theta. Now already we know that the minima is formed at theta is equal to n lambda by A. So from that, if theta is equal to n lambda by A, for n is equal to 1, theta is equal to lambda by A. Theta is equal to lambda by A for n is equal to 1. Now let us calculate the path difference. Then the path difference A by 2 into theta, that is A by 2 into theta. The theta is already we have calculated here, lambda by A. Now A get cancelled. Now the path difference is lambda by 2. That means the secondary wavelets which are reaching the point P from M1 and M2, these are the 2 points in between Lm and Mn, is lambda by 2. Now let us find the corresponding phase difference corresponding to path difference lambda by 2. Already we know that the relation between phase difference and path difference, phase difference is equal to 2 pi by lambda into path difference. So that is equal to 2 pi by lambda into the path difference is lambda by 2. So lambda get cancelled and 2 get cancelled. The phase difference becomes pi. That means the secondary wavelets are out of phase. Whenever the phase difference is pi, the secondary wavelets are out of phase and these contributions at point P cancel each other. That means the intensity at point P due to Lm is cancelled by the intensity at point P due to Mn. That means these two halves give equal intensity at point P in the opposite phase, that is out of phase. That means these two contributions at point P cancel out each other and the P becomes minima. That means already we have discussed that for an angle theta is equal to n lambda by A, minima is formed at point P. We have proved this by using path difference and phase difference relation. So already we have seen two cases. The first case is if the theta is 0, the path difference is 0 and the secondary wavelets reaching the point C and the C point is always bright, that is called central maxima. And the next case is if the angle theta is equal to lambda by A, then these secondary wavelets reaching the point P, at point P is the intensity is minimum and the minima is formed for the angle theta is equal to lambda by A at point P. C is always bright, that is called central maxima. Next let us discuss the another case, that is the secondary maxima is formed at theta is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2a. So already central maxima is formed when theta is equal to 0, that we have discussed. Now here the secondary maxima is formed at theta is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2a. Now for simplicity, for the first secondary maxima, let us take n is equal to 1. Then you will get the theta, that is equal to 2 into 1 plus 1 into lambda by 2a. Then the value of theta, that is equal to, that is 3 lambda by 2a. That is 3 lambda by 2a. That is the angle. So at this angle, the secondary maxima is formed. After the central maxima, the next maxima is this. Theta is equal to 3 lambda by 2a. So actually, this maxima is formed between the two dark fringes. So let us understand, let us prove this by considering, by dividing the slit into 3 equal parts. Now, let us divide the slit Ln of width A into 3 equal parts. This is the division of the slit into 3 parts. Now, the total width of the slit Ln is A. And these are the 3 parts. Now, this part of the slit, the width is 2a by 3 and this is a by 3. Why we have taken this 2a by 3 and a by 3 means? So we can understand later discussion. Now, what we are going to find? We are going to find the contribution of these parts at point P. The contribution for the intensity of these parts at point P. Now, at point P, the intensity that depends on the path difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P. Now let us find the path difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P from the slit of width 2a by 3. That is 2/3 of the slit. Now actually we have discussed that the path difference formula, the width of the slit and the angle, the product of the a and theta. Already we have discussed the path difference formula expression. Now here we are considering the path difference for the slit of width 2a by 3. That means the path difference is 2a by 3, that is the width of the 2/3 of the slit, and the angle theta. Theta already we have discussed that 3 lambda by 2a. 3 lambda by 2a, that is the angle. Actual formula is a into theta. This is the path difference formula. According to that, a, that is the width. So we are taking the 2a by 3, that is 2/3 of the slit. 2a by 3 and angle is theta, that is 3 lambda by 2a. Here at this angle, secondary maxima is formed. That is equal to 3 get cancelled, 2 and a get cancelled, we left with lambda. That is the path difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P from the slit of width 2a by 3, that is 2/3 of the slit is lambda. So if you divide that lambda for both the slits, it becomes lambda by 2 and lambda by 2. If you divide a by 3, a by 3, a by 3, 3 parts. For this part, it gives lambda by 2 and lambda by 2. So already in the first case, we have discussed that the phase difference corresponding to the path difference lambda by 2 is pi. Already we have discussed it. So the phase difference corresponding to the wave path difference lambda by 2 is pi. So when the phase difference is pi, the phase difference between the secondary wavelets reaching the point P from the width 2a by 3, that is pi phase difference. So then what happens means at point P, the resultant intensity due to this 2a by 3 becomes 0. Because, so this is lambda by 2, lambda by 2. Due to these a by 3, a by 3 parts, the intensity will get cancelled and the resultant intensity due to this 2a by 3 part will become 0. Now, at point P, the intensity results due to the remaining part, that is a by 3. That means if you divide the slit into 3 parts, the intensity at point P due to these 2 parts is 0 because they cancel each other because the phase difference is pi. Now the intensity at point P due to this a by 3 part only will results at point P. So that's why the point P is brighter. That is secondary maxima because the intensity at point P produces due to the slit of a by 3 width only. Now here this intensity is less compared to the central maxima. So at point C, the brightness or the intensity is due to the total slit of width A. That's why the intensity is more. That is, the central maxima intensity is very much higher. Now at point P, during the secondary maxima, the intensity is due to only the A by 3 part of the slit. So that's why it is less intensity. That means we can observe from this one, compared to the central maxima, the intensity at the secondary maxima is less, because at the central maxima the brightness is due to the total slit. At the secondary maxima, the intensity at this part, when you divide that into 3 equal parts, the intensity at point P due to only A by 3, because due to the 2A by 3 slit, the intensity get cancelled. And finally, the intensity at point P due to the slit width 2A by 3 is 0, because these two parts will give 0 intensity, they cancel each other. And the intensity result only due to the slit of width A by 3. So that's why compared to the central maxima's intensity, the intensity of the secondary maxima is less, because that intensity resulted only a part of the slit only. So now, as the order increases, now we have taken here n is equal to 1. We are getting the secondary maxima after the central maxima. Now as the order increases, when n is equal to 2, 3, 4 and so on, the secondary maximas, whatever resulted by these 2, 3, 4 and so on, the intensity of those secondary maximas goes on decreasing. As the order increases, the intensity goes on decreases. But in case of interference, all the bright fringes have the equal width. That is the major difference between interference and diffraction. In case of interference, all the bright fringes have the same brightness. But in case of diffraction, what happens means, central maxima is highest brightness, highest intensity. As the order increases, the brightness, the intensity goes on decreasing. Now that can be understood by using a diagram, that is, so this is the central maxima. So the brightness, the intensity of the secondary maximum, which is the highest. As the order increases, the intensity either side goes on decreases like this. This is the central maxima and this is the secondary maxima. And this is minima. So these are the minimas and this is the secondary maximas and this is the central maxima. So the intensity of the secondary maxima is maximum because the intensity due to the total width of the slit. The intensity of the secondary maximas goes on decreasing because the secondary maxima, the intensity is resulted only by a small part of the slit. It contributes only the intensity. So secondary maxima's intensity is less.
If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. For latest updates, subscribe and click the bell icon.